Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's Ashes to Ashes. I think it's episode 13. Anyway, it's right after our year anniversary, and I want to give a shout out to my players. You guys are awesome. We're going to skip introductions today because we're falling a little bit behind, and the parts are going to be shorter. So by eliminating that, you guys still get the same amount of role-playing action and cut straight to the chase. I need everybody to roll me oh, cool. I'm an idiot. There we go. I'm going to have everyone roll me Destiny. So before we do that, I'm going to clear it out. Okay, hang on. Let me actually set it.
Okay.
It's sad. I need a third monitor so bad. That sounds so petty, but there we go. It's all set. Everybody's synced. It should say 0 and 0. God. Yeah, okay. More of that. Show me some sugar. It's a tie, please.
Come on.
Roll me a 2. Kier,
You guys suck. I bring out 2 light side, and you fuckers give me 2 dark side. Ugh.
All right, Kier, let's see your
Just kidding.
let's see your Destiny roll.
All right.
All right, hang on. The GM's got to roll because I found out that's a thing. All right. So it's 4
and 3.
Okay. Great. Let me reset that because I don't want to even stare at that horrible fate for me. I'll just clear all the rolls out and start with the game. It has been 10 minutes, Grod, since you've discovered the files labeled Starforge and the fact that the folder is empty. Kier, you've been in the back of the ship scratching your head. The ship has no power source. It has long been dead. And unless you had a way to charge it, there would be no way to spark the engine. And that's to assume that in a junkyard, fuel hasn't been siphoned out. In fact, Kier, the more you think about it, being a mechanic, the likelihood that this ship is in any space-worthy capacity is next to none.
But in the same note, the those who were in salvaging left behind things like a generator and a couple of other things that were.
Oh yeah, but the generator just powered the computer. It was a tiny little generator. It's one of those ones that is actually in a case that you strap to your side. Nothing to spark in ship engine, especially since the adapters don't match.
I got a knife. Just hot wire the hell out of it. Oh crap. So I just you know, I'm like, Grod, do you have any type of power from any of the sources up? You know, you got anything for just like other than the computers?
No, just the computers. It looks like I'm hitting buttons and nothing's happening.
So I'm like, Grod, you have the power cells for your weapon, right?
Yeah, they're enough for a pistol.
Yeah. Well, so I'm gonna. Kier's looking at. He's trying to figure out a way that he can pump enough, just enough to get the. We don't need her space worthy. We just need to be able to get some flight out of her.
My description was my way of saying, not a chance in hell. You have no way to charge the source. You've looked at this for the last 10 minutes. No way to charge the source whatsoever. Unless you go outside.
We're sealed inside.
You might be able. You have no idea. You might be able to go over to. I mean, ideally, as a salvager, you know that Kuan'Ki's warehouse probably has everything you need to charge. Maybe even a new core.
Yeah, but we blew the warehouse up.
Right, but he's not going to keep that crap inside. You know what I mean?
We trashed the hell out of that thing.
Well, how far away would like these buildings be or something?
They're in the middle of the yard. You guys weren't very far from it. I think you guys were about 5 minutes from flying in a little air speeder. It's a big yard, but it's not something that you can't feasibly make it back. You know what I mean?
So say, Grados, Kier, where they obviously don't salvage these ships and keep all the fuel and power together. Where would they put these?
Yeah, I'm like Kuan'Ki's probably got the best place for it. Yeah, we're needing a reactor core and a ship fuel battery, and we're gonna need, probably, I would guess, a half a metric ton worth of fuel just to get us, because I'm like, we're buried underneath trash. We're gonna have to get like some serious thrust to knock the whole thing off. So it's either that or we just come back for and I'm like, he comes, he's like, I really want to leave this thing behind, because this is like, I know the history behind this ship. There's rumors, goes through, and he stops himself before he says anything else.
You would actually have to roll for that.
There's lots of history behind this.
You would have to roll for that. No, this is not common history that you would know about. This ship has been gone for thousands upon thousands of years. It would literally be like saying, well, everybody knows this emperor from Rome's chariot because it was in this battle. That's not going to be the case. That's going to be something that you're going to have to roll on.
Okay.
Now, you could roll on that. That would be awesome.
Right. So, yeah, I'm like, Grod, just meet me back at the whatever the entrance we came through, yeah, we're gonna have to and grab that generator too that was powering the computer. We're gonna need some power to open up the doors just to get out of here. So
I can't remember last episode. Did I download like the information about the Starforge?
There was nothing to download.
Yeah,
we
have an empty database.
All right, okay. So yeah, I'll take the generator and I'll wheel it out to like the entrance of the ship, wherever we came through.
Okay.
Okay. And yeah, Kier's just taking a guess that we could power open the door just with what might remain of the generator.
Yeah, you're now that you're thinking about it, that's probably what they use the generator.
What we can get to work. Otherwise, we hand cranked the door open the last time, but I don't know if the situation's changed where we're going to need more than just trying to pry the door open.
You can hang on.
Anyway, we'll head back out to the way we came in, and
can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Was there anything else that caught Kier's interest on the way through?
Can you guys hear me now? Okay.
Yeah.
Hang on, Kier. You are not letting me interject here. You would have to hand crank it open.
Okay.
So that's definitely something that you'll have to do. Now,
okay.
That's not a big deal. You could open it with the little generator they have. I mean, you're a mechanic. You could hook that up, but there'd be really no point just to open a door.
All right.
You might need that generator to kickstart the ignition. You might need it for the cockpit just to turn the damn ship on. Because once it gets turned on and everything's online, then it'll start recycling its own power, and then all you have to worry about is fuel.
Right. So I just motioned to Grod to leave the generator by the door, and I'm like, find the hand crank and start, putting some muscle behind it to try to get the door to, open, slide open.
Yeah, I mean, you guys did it before, so when you get the hand crank going and both of you kind of work on either side and the door opens. No problem. And that's over by 12, if you look on the map. That's the landing ramp that exits the ship.
Okay, yeah. All right. So, Yeah. So the landing ramp, and then there's that space that's right in front of it before you get to the edge of the ship, and then there's a drop off, right? That goes.
No, that landing ramp
where we climbed in.
That landing ramp ends
right.
Where it
the
ends,
hole that we came
that's
down.
Where it goes down
to the north end of that ship, right?
Right. And as you guys try to lower the landing ramp again, or well, the landing ramp is already lowered.
Oh man.
All right,
kids
I'm having technical difficulties.
Kids gonna be hearing about it.
And we're back from our technical difficulties. Welcome back, everybody. Okay, so here, you go down to the bottom of the ramp, and the ramp is already open, right? You guys had no problem finding the ramp. It's just the door itself was...
Right.
And when you get to the bottom, you realize that there is dust settling, and the way is sealed.
Right. Which way is sealed? Going up?
No, the tunnel leading out.
So at the bottom of this ramp is nothing but junk.
Nothing but junk. It's like a wall of solid junk.
All right. I'll turn to Kier and say, so what's the plan now?
And, yeah. Did you see anything out through the viewports in the control room?
Yeah, a whole bunch of junk.
Yeah, so Kier's on one of those things where he just he decides he pulls out his his arc welding torch and just begins carving himself like these concentric circles and trying to pull the
yeah, like
the
maybe
trash.
Yeah, let's give me a roll for that. What skill do you think you would want to apply to this check, and then I will tell you the difficulty based on what you pick.
Right. Yeah, I'm probably gonna just actually I just take it as a straight intelligence check. The intellect check. That's I don't know as far as a skill. I mean, I don't know mechanics maybe, but survival, that's the other one. I don't have a gun big enough to really, maybe range light, but other than that, I don't think I've got anything else.
I honestly think that mechanics would be the way to go.
All right.
It's your
so what
knowledge.
Do you got for?
I would do mechanics versus 3 purple, not because what you're doing is hard, but you know that you're under a mountain of trash and removing the wrong piece would be like a bad Jenga puzzle.
All right. So, yeah. So basically, we'd be doing it kind of find a piece, check it, move it. If it's not going to cause things to tumble in, and then if I need to, I can use my welding torch to.
Let's say because you're using the welding torch,
to...
I'll give you a blue boost die. So it's mechanics blue boost die versus 3 purple.
Hey, and I've got Grod here too, right? I get what?
He's in the control room. If you want him to help you, he could. That's up to Grod.
No, well,
I came out to the door with the generator. Remember?
Right, but I'm saying if you're like, hey Grod, grab this piece of metal for me. We could role play that you're able to use that feature. If he's just standing there and being a supervisor, that's not really gonna. Grod doesn't know about this shit.
Right.
You would not benefit from his help. But if he's helping you move some, like hold that up there while I cut it, then I would absolutely allow that to go through.
Yeah, he's telling him like bend this piece out and pull it out when I say now.
And then
so you get 2 blue.
Okay. So it's 2 blue total?
Oh,
yes.
To be 3. 3 blue. 1 for you get 2 from my ability.
Oh yeah, okay, there you go.
Tactics gives you 2 blue. Yeah.
Okay. All right,
So 3
mechanics check. And 3 blue. Yep, 3 blue, 3 purple, and 2 yellow, 2 green.
Nailed it.
4 successes.
And that
ain't
wasn't
bad.
even. You forgot to click off the blank spot when adding his 2. You know how you have to click off the.
Oh dang!
So just clear your dice pool and roll me 2 blue dice.
All right.
That's what I was
There's
looking
2
for.
successes.
Yeah, he's helping you. I
Advantages,
mean, it's going to take a long time. You could tell by the vibrations in the pile that there's a lot settling on it, and it seems like every time you make any kind of progress, more sifts in. Right. But as you guys clear a small spot, you remember and see the duffel bags that were in this hole that the Inquisitors had.
Right.
The ones that you guys actually never
And
searched.
those were back at the...
No, those are outside the
back in
ship,
the
right
Kier-
at the entrance of the ship.
Oh, okay.
There was a set of them, but you
Okay,
guys were
so-
running for the ship, and
Right.
you went inside without checking them.
So there was the 2 duffel bags. Wasn't there also a lantern of some sort?
That's inside the ship. Oh, outside? Yeah, but it would be
Inside.
broken. It would be broken. Yeah, there was
Right.
a lantern outside
Okay,
lighting
I
up
just
the door, too.
All right. So we've moved the debris in small portions back into section 12. So it's sitting kind of in the door to number 10 going to the
No, the
bunks.
debris is actually at the bottom of 12. Like, you could go into the bunks, you could roam about the ship just fine. It's getting out of the ship that you're trapped from. And as you guys...
Oh, no, I'm talking about moving the stuff out as we're trying to clear our way out.
I would imagine you'd throw it in the cargo hold, honestly. If it was that much crap, 8 or 7, yeah. I honestly think 8 would be easier.
probably
You're just tossing it in there because you could dump it out later, you know. But that's when you see duffel bags laying on the ground.
And so yeah, I'm like, hey, like, Grod, those duffel bags. Just be careful with them. Let's pull them in real quick.
Yeah, I'll go grab the duffel bags and pull them up to us. And
yeah, you go and you grab the duffel bags, and I need you to roll a perception style check, whatever you want to roll that has to do with your observation against 2 purple.
Observation.
Any kind of observation check, like perception, searching, peeking, you know, skullduggery would work.
Right.
That I consider skullduggery an observation power. Basically, you give me a skill that you can declare. I'm going to use skullduggery because, you know, as a gambler, I'm always kind of perceptive of people. You know what I mean? I always check people's pockets with my eyes. You know, you choose a skill and you tell me how it applies to you spotting something.
so we're opening up these duffel bags, right?
Yep. And what skill are you going to use to spot something?
Skullduggery, because being a thief, Grod kind of is used to like pickpocketing and stuff like that. So he grabs the duffel bag, but he doesn't reach his hand inside of it. He would kind of like grab the duffel bag like on the outside and kind of grab what's ever in it and like push it up
Okay.
into like the top of the zipper.
Roll skullduggery verse 2, purple, but 1 blue because of how you're handling the situation. I like that description. That's pretty smart.
And Kier's standing there covering. It's like, okay, just keep an eye on whatever's coming out. Dang.
Okay. You don't see what it is, but judging by the weight, I'm going to say that the advantages is you realize this probably shouldn't be moved. You can't tell what it is unless you just go ham and open it. But what's the triumph? Something triumphant happens. What is it?
The exit's actually cleared.
Yeah,
No,
why don't we
you're under
go
a
with that?
huge mountain.
Like,
If you're
the
gonna
stuff
say that,
shifted,
the stuff
but,
shifted.
yeah, instead of climbing out, like the pile shifted.
No, I like that.
And now we got
that's your
stairs,
triumph.
like,
Yeah, now
kind
you
of
got stairs.
out.
Like you guys, as you're carving, you take out like one of the support beams, and you're as this huge mountain slide occurs, but it slides away from the ship. So now you guys see the open air, and for once, you guys are thankful for Coruscant's stale, false, oxygenated environment. Meanwhile,
So
Sirius and
Cut over.
Lucius, you guys are in the back of a squad car. And one of the officers, the CORSEC officers, and these are obviously patrol cops. You know, they've got badges on their uniform. Think that their uniforms look a lot like Star Trek Enterprise, or more like jumpsuits that are kind of flame retardant more than they are. They've got a bulletproof vest or battle plating over it, but that's pretty much it. They don't really have helmets. They have hats. And one of them leans in and he says, "All right, who would you say is in charge of this outfit?" And he points to you two.
Lucius just looks over at Sirius going, and shrugs.
That would be me,
Can I have a word with you?
of course.
And then
I'll step out.
this really overly ripped, almost like where his arms can't touch his sides anymore because his muscles are too big, bald dude leans in the other window and goes, "That means you're with me." Lucius, describe this muscular man to me. What does he look like?
This muscular man looks kind of like a very young-looking Dolph Lundgren from like the Rocky 4. You know, the buff, tall, blonde,
Right.
butch cut.
I must
Super
break you.
freaking Russian, almost like he's from Street Fighter.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Yeah, so so basically, Lucius, you get out of the car and he kind of he grabs your coat and he's just trying to speed you along with him away from Sirius. But he's so strong and oh, we lost Kier's camera. He's so strong and you're so light that your feet kind of lift off from the ground a little bit as he's walking you over. Sirius, the other police officer, pulls you aside and whips out a little data pad. Where's Kuan'Ki? What have you done with him? We know you're working with Black Sun.
I think you have us mistaken with other individuals. Kuan'Ki is safe, and of course we'll put you in contact with him. He's, and I'll look at him piercingly for a moment, and I'll figure he's okay. He's a cop and everything. He doesn't look like Black Sun in disguise or anything. And I'll say,
well, he's
with
certainly
Raoul.
not beating the fuck out of you. That's for sure.
Yeah. So I'll say, oh no, he's with Raoul. He sent us here to see if it was safe for him to return.
You mean the mechanic Raoul?
Yes.
Oh shit. And he looks disappointed and like ashamed.
Is there a problem, officer?
There might be. Hang on a moment. I'll be right back. And he goes jogging in the direction that Lucius went. Lucius, roll me a resilience, difficulty 2 with a setback.
Do what now? Sorry.
Roll me a resilience, difficulty 2 with 1 setback.
Resilience, difficulty 2 with 1 setback. Okay. Sweet. Resilience, difficulty 2. 1 setback.
Nate, your camera went down again.
Boost.
All right.
And here we go.
Let's see it. Okay, since I don't like washes, Joshua Hayes showed me a cool trick called the Order of Expedition. Yeah. Boost on one side, setback on the other, reroll.
I'm going for it. I knew exactly what you were talking about. I love it too. Oh, and I fail with a threat.
So-
Yes.
The patrol guy looks at Sirius and he gets this ashamed, embarrassed look on his face. He's like, I'll be right back. And he starts running towards Lucius. Lucius, you get punched in the stomach and you're just like, ugh, and it's that weird noise when you get the wind knocked out of you, the not graceful noise. Like
that.
yeah. And he's like, where's Kuan'Ki? And he goes over to the garbage truck and rips one of the railings off. Bolts are flying in the air, and he's like, dong, dong, in his hand.
Oh, shit.
I think the threat is you can't respond. Because you... Wrong answer, bub! And he holds the pipe up and goes to swing down, and the patrol officer grabs it. And that's kind of when you hear the servos of a cybernetic arm being like, boom! And he's like, whoa, big guy. These guys are with Kuan'Ki. And he's like, why didn't he just say so? He throws the bent pipe to the side, and the patrol officer's like, it's all right, big guy. Why don't you go let me know if the Black Sun come back? He's like, Roger, boss. And he goes over to the trunk of the patrol car and opens it and pulls out a mounted machine gun, or a mounted turbo or heavy laser, but doesn't have it on a tripod. He just kind of starts walking up the nearest mountain with it in his hands. And as soon as he walks away, the patrol officer's
he's like the African American guy.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
From Predator.
He's looking at his hand and he goes, you okay?
Yeah.
He reaches down,
yeah.
pulls out a canteen and hands it to you. It's water, he reassures you.
Thank you.
Is that your own canteen that you pull out? You're like, thanks, you pull out your own fucking Carillion ale. That's rad. He
Thank you, though.
shrugs and puts the canteen away. I'm sorry, your friend just told us you guys were with Kuan'Ki. We didn't know. He's over here by the patrol car. So, Sirius, you see Lucius coming back, and Lucius is holding his ribs, and he's got that, like, wincy, I've just been punched look.
And then I give even more attention to the guy wandering off with the giant machine gun. And as the other guy comes up, I'll say, there's two more of our crew out in the piles. I don't know if you might want to tell your friend
avalanche you
that.
guys caused is going to be a problem.
Yes, I think Kuan'Ki will have a lot of problems he has to deal with. Hopefully,
I'm talking about your
we can help him
friends.
sort it out.
I don't think you saw how big that fall was. Here. And then all of a sudden he shows you a data pad where some of the drones are flying overhead, and you see that the entire mountain that the ship was supposedly buried under is completely flat with trash.
So I'm gonna say, if you'll allow me, I'm asking the officer, and I'll get my comm link. And I guess he might see my lightsaber at that point, but I'm gonna try to not let it be seen.
I think they've already seen your lightsabers.
Oh, okay. So I will get on my comm link. Making sure he sees what I'm doing. I get on my comm link and I'll try to contact Grod. Grod, Kier, can you hear me?
You are greeted with the sound of ecstatic static.
I'll put it back.
Was that ecstatic static?
I'm sorry, what was that, Sirius?
You may be right, officer. We need
And then
to go
on
look
the
for them
data
immediately.
pad, you notice something. The pile that they're under shifts a little bit. Trash slides away and hits the bigger pile next to it, which starts to slide towards the patrol cars.
Oh, I'm gonna say, officer, look out! Move your vehicle. You know what? I'm gonna move it my damn self because I don't want them to lose their car.
Oh, where are you gonna put it?
Just slide it away.
No, this pile is a mountain.
You gotta go
Shit,
up.
I'm gonna say
It looks like
fast.
imagine
So
a
I'll say,
tsunami of trash coming towards you.
Okay. I'll say, get in the cars, get in the cars. Sorry
The
for
patrol
the
officer
terrible
goes,
accent there.
Oh God! And then
Lucius.
he gets in he's making sure Lucius can get in the car because Lucius is injured, and he looks back and he goes, Buck, and Buck's like, run! And as he says this debris starts impaling him through the back as this junk is flying forward. And he goes, no! He shuts the door behind you guys and then runs towards Buck and picks him up off the ground as debris is pelting him. And he's starting to try to hobble his way back to the patrol car with Buck bleeding from the chest.
So we're in the patrol car, not in the truck?
Well, that's what they have. They have patrol cars.
Okay. So I'll say, Lucius, get the wheel. I'll say, Lucius, take the wheel. Get over there by them and we'll pick them up. And I'll, get on the other side so I can, pull them in and shit while Lucius takes them. Because, yeah.
And you're rich. You could pretty much pinky hold the door and just be like, and hang from the freaking car if you wanted to. Did you take your robes off for this? Because I know that helps you roll better.
No.
Okay, every time you kept them on.
Yet, man, I haven't had to pull him down yet. It hasn't got that real.
Okay, it hasn't got that real yet. So Lucius, you start flying towards them to pick them up, and Sirius, you're leaning out the side, and you have this flashback. You are in a glass room, and standing with you is Grod and Viatar. And you're looking up at a ship that's coming to pick you up as you run out of oxygen. And it's the Star's End. And from the cockpit of the Star's End, you see Dam Jam flying towards you. A mattress and a blanket falls out the bottom of the ship, along with some other debris. But he's coming to save you. And for that brief moment, you just remember Dam Jam.
And I say, bring us in closer, Dam Jam. You've almost got it. I don't even think about
Dam Jam. You're at your sister's funeral.
Mm-hmm.
She's being laid to rest. Your family's gathering around you, and all of her generals from the Civil War are standing around her. And describe Dam Jam to the audience, Chris, from when he left us in a panicked, confused state. What is he now that his sister's body is being lowered into the ground?
At this time, he's really in a stoic type, just dead stare. He's staring off into space. He's contemplating what's going to happen now. He came into everything from the situation where he just lost all control of everything, and to a situation where it's just one big mess. Civil War, his sister dying, meeting his nephews for the first time. He didn't know he had.
And speaking of which, one of the nephews has grown quite attached to you, DJ. He's standing there and his fists are crumpled. And he looks very upset. And he looks over to you and he says, Uncle Dam Jam, I hate the Trandoshans for what they did. For their virus. For them starting this war. I wish they could pay. Now, no one to this point has told Dam Jam about this war, but he seems to know a lot more about what happened to his mom than even you do.
At that, he just kind of, looks down at him and he's like, what are you talking about?
Oh, Mom, the doctors, they told her that it was because of a biological weapon that the Trandoshans made. Something they did to get the last remaining Imperials to flee Kashyyyk and give it up.
And as he says that, he looks to him and says, he just kind of pats him on his head and says everything will be okay.
And that's when you hear, "You're coming to save us, Dam Jam." And it's Sirius's voice. You hear it clear as fucking rain.
And he looks out, up towards the sky as he hears that. And then with that and the flooding hatred that's now starting to brew into him from what has happened to his sister, now this revelation of a biological weapon that was meant to take out a whole civilization of people, a whole race of sentient beings. He looks off to the forward again to that dead stare, and once again you see the one eye turn blue on the left and the red eye turn Sith-like on the right, and he just continues to stare.
Sirius, you're sitting there watching the trash pile come towards you when all of a sudden this weird force field, it appears, surrounds the patrol car and the two that are boarding it. It's almost like a bubble. The trash is falling on you guys, but it's falling around you guys.
I'm going to turn and say, "Damn, Jam, what did you do?" And then I see Lucius and I say, oh.
Actually, when you turn to see Lucius, for a moment you like find your connection, and Dan Jam's staring at you with that same cold gaze he gave Janice before he gutted him on that ship.
And like just out of instinct, seeing that eye, my hand goes to my saber under my robe, but I don't pull it out. And I see him, and I'm staring right at Lucius right now, and I say, but I don't see Lucius. And I say, "Damn, Jam, are you all right?"
And Lucius at that kind of looks, he's kind of looking around going, "What the hell are you talking about?" As he's trying to drive.
Damn Jam's standing there at the funeral, and all of a sudden, as the avalanche comes to an end, Damn Jam feels very exhausted. What does Damn Jam do now that he's, for a moment, hate, energy, everything sapped out of him?
And now he's seeing the garbage pile fall, right? At this point. At that, does he realize that the group's all there? Or that
no,
at least
I don't
Grod,
think he
Lucius, and
I don't think he
Sirius?
realizes anything. I think he heard Sirius's voice and looked up and just saw trash falling towards him. If anything, he's probably trying to protect his nephew.
Yeah, and seeing that, and just kind of a little bit, he's going to kind of reach out, and he's going to act like he's pushing the guards, because at this time he's kind of a little confused, so he's thinking that something's coming at him at this moment, and, you know, everybody's there, so he just kind of instinctually reaches out and just tries to push it back, not knowing that it's not there. He's just pushing out with the force.
And seeing that, Sirius does the exact same thing, and it's like that scene when Obi-Wan and Anakin sort of clash on Mustafar when they do the hand thing, and we're both just like shoving force energy at each other.
Yeah, except Sirius, you're seeing something different. You're seeing a picture of Damn Jam crumpling up a small coffin. And your immediate urge is to protect that coffin.
From the avalanche?
From Damn Jam. You saw that look in Damn Jam's eye, and then you look over, and all of a sudden you're in a funeral, and you see a coffin. And the metal's being crunched, and everybody in the funeral is like, "Oh my God, Damn Jam, oh my God!" And they're all freaking out.
And I say, "This isn't you, Damn Jam. You have to fight it. I know you can do what's right. I know you can come to the light, my brother."
And he hears that. Is Damn Jam picking up on that?
Yeah. You didn't do much damage to it, but the corners of the coffin are starting to bend.
And as he hears that, he starts to look. The eye is starting to, the Sith eye is starting to dwindle a little bit, but the blue eye is still staying. And soon that garbage vision fades away, and he's starting to realize what he's doing, and he pulls back immediately, just stops, and can just feel everybody just freaking out behind him, and he just keeps staring.
Sirius,
for a moment.
What are your feelings when you see him reacting like this?
just worried, man. I mean, it's like Sarah all over again, except when I was having those visions of her, I knew where she was and I knew what I had to do to try to help her. But like, I have no idea what I can do to help Damn Jam. He's just out there on his own, and like, so all I could do was just tell him, you know, he has the strength, because that's what I believe in my heart is, you know, the Force isn't going to put him in this path if he can't come out right at the end. So basically, I'm just trusting in the Force. I'm worried about my friend, but I believe in him, so that's all I can do.
Lucius? You are still trying to drive this car, and from the back seat, you just see Sirius looking through the prison grate and just staring out the window and talking to himself. Talking to Damn Jam.
Sirius, are you okay? Did you get into some spice or something? What the hell?
And the patrolman and Buck get in the car, and the patrolman says, "We need to get to a hospital quick."
All right, and at that, Lucius will go, "All right, point the way."
I know we're not going to make it. You know what? There's a doctor who always helps CORSEC. He used to be part of the Rebel Alliance. He's not too far from Madame's, maybe 2 kilometers. And he gives you coordinates.
All right. Okay, we're going. And he punches it.
Sirius, if you want, you can jump out.
Do what you need to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna say as I jump out, I'm gonna say, take him to Grick if you can't find help. I have to find Grod. Stay in comlink, and I'll jump.
Roger that. As he's jumping, and he'll turn on his comlink.
I think I'm gonna take my sabers out at that point, because like I'm fired up right now. I don't have Force visions talking to people on other planets every fucking day. Like that is some serious business.
Yeah, you turn the lightsabers on, and you hear, "Ah, so you felt it too."
And I'm not even going to turn or move in any way, but like I fall into a calm, still chilled stance as I reach out with the Force to feel where it could be, the voice, and I say, "Show yourself."
You feel it's behind you.
So I'll slowly turn as I go into a more prepared stance for battle.
Right. 2 Inquisitors stand there. One of them you recognize as having fled the scene of the bad drug deal with one of the Black Sun ops. And in his hand is a small slicing kit. Like, it's on his belt, actually. So he's dressed in all black robes, except he has a slicer's kit.
No lightsaber, or lightsabers in hand?
Yeah, he's got the little disc in his hand. Both of them do.
Okay.
But they're not attacking you.
Say, can I help you?
You already have. You got rid of the dogs so we could finish our search.
Shall we search together?
Already found what we needed. Thank you, though. Your friends, however, they could probably use your help.
I'll nod. But I don't turn around. I don't turn my back on them.
Yeah. They start walking away, and one of them stops. Oh, yes. And, by the way, we will meet again.
And at that point, I'll turn my sabers off and put them back under my robes, and I'll say, well, I hope not. And at that point, I'll turn.
Have a trade. As you turn, they say, "We have a trade."
Oh, then I'll stop and I'll turn and cross my arms like this as I turn around. Then I'll cock my head a little bit.
Something Vader was working on. something for you to contemplate. He reaches down into his belt and throws a little information chip at you.
I'll catch it with the force and pull it to my hand.
He's found a way to disrupt the signal and power source of a holocron. When he couldn't master the holocrons or destroy them, he just broke them so they could never again be used. He documented every one of them on file that he made useless. We were very interested to find out that one of them were to reactivate. And we believe your daughter had it.
And now I'm going to give him I don't do the face. That was Arch. I give him a more serious look. You know, and I say, well, she doesn't have it anymore.
No, she doesn't. Which is why I got what I needed. I have nothing else that I need on Coruscant, and I will be leaving. But if you're interested to know more about this device, keep me posted. And hey, it's a lot easier to get things done without Janice on our back. We owe you one. They grin slyly and start walking away.
So, in the Force, you know, like, Sirius is a pretty calm individual, and I'm sure these guys are pretty cool, and they feel they let that cool dark side off. When they make that comment about Janos, I let a little bit off as well, man. Like, they got me a little fired up by that, and, like, they would have sensed that predatory nature of Sirius, because I spent a lot of years not following the fucking Jedi code, so, you know.
Well, what part I do have a question. Is this when the Negotiator and the Jedi in Sirius get mean and mad? Or is this straight up the Force is pissed? Like, are you mad Jedi, or are you mad Negotiator Jedi?
I would say that my well, there's nothing really to negotiate about. It's more of an emotional reaction. So it's more of just a pure emotional reaction, a Jedi reaction that I haven't learned to control yet, because I'm still like coming to terms with the whole Jedi thing again. Right. You know, having the power. So that's more what it is, man. It's just I have that instinct to whoop their ass right now, and for a second I let it even affect the Force that's coming off of me, as opposed to my cool, because, you know, I have the negotiation exterior, which I was definitely putting up, but that shit breaks down for a second and they see the real Sirius, like, oh yeah. That guy, you know, I get pissed off when they fucking, so maybe that's what it is. What
is it that you do now that you're this angry?
I just kind of
like DBZ, is there like junk floating around you, like tiny pieces of scrap, or
I would say definitely because I put the thing in my robes, right? So as I say that, I kind of lean forward and pull my shoulders back, and like I kind of ripple and like get big, you know, and it's like a flexing type thing, and I'm like, and like my teeth grit, but like as soon as I do it, I just cross my arms back and just give them that. Like I won't let them bait me, but they obviously like affected me somehow.
Yeah, they lift the disc above their head, and the lightsaber starts, and they kind of like skip off down this cliffside of debris that has now been created.
Muted, Archie.
Oh shit, I'm sorry. Yeah, I turn with a super pissed off look on my face, gritting my teeth, pull out my comm link, and I say, Grod, can you hear me? And I'm like moving towards where I saw that shit open up.
Excellent. Grod, you see the way is clear. You're looking at this dangerous duffel bag. You don't know what's in it, and that's when you hear your comms go, Grod, hear me. And that's where we're going to leave part 1 and be back for part 2. Thank you all for watching, and tune in for part 2. If you liked the video, hit like. Every time I get a like, it actually helps other people find these campaigns, which I find awesome. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe for more campaign action. Bye-bye.